Hi, it's Kim from Expressions of the Universe, and this is your weekly wisdom for May 1st through May 8th. I know it's been a minute since I've been back, so hi, how are you? I have a pick a card, I have our goddess of the week, and some astrology, the upcoming astrology. This is going to be short and sweet. So, I haven't done this for a while, and maybe I'll find the time to post these, but choose a card or a number. Card one, card two, card three. And I will reveal these in just a minute. The goddess that I chose, and I love that she showed up because of the time of year that it is, and it's Persephone. And if you know, so we had Demeter a couple of months ago. Demeter was her mother, also known as Ceres. Um, Asteroid series. And Persephone, it what does this say? This says inexperience. So she was really inexperienced, naive. She was kind of playing a game with Hades and she lost. Um, you know, that is the theme of winter and summer, the change of the seasons. When she's in the underworld, we have winter. When she emerges in the spring, Demeter, her mother, is so happy that everything comes back to life again. So I love this. But her message, and it kind of goes with my wisdom that I was thinking about, we're over the year mark of this global pandemic, and it made me think like, what have I learned about myself in this last year? Did I grow as a person? I feel like maybe I was kind of more stagnant than I wanted to be. I wanted to accomplish a lot more, but maybe even just the resting was good. So I want you all to ask yourselves, like, take a look back over the last year. How did you handle it? Were you just trying to get through it, or did you really make it an opportunity to learn something new about yourself and your family and your friends and the people around you? Do you perceive the world differently now? Do you perceive yourself differently now? Have your morals and values changed over this last year? Like, what is truly important to you? So, those are the things I'd like you to explore this entire month of May. And as a part of it, like that's a part of being really present with what's going on right now, but also too, it's a part of self-nurturing when we do our little daily check-ins with ourselves, even to find out like, who am I today? How am I feeling today? And when I talk about self-nurturing, which I've talked about for decades, I think, Um, I always kind of thought that it meant, oh, I'm going to go get a massage or I'll go get a facial and I'll go get my nails done or something like that. It goes so far beyond that. Self-nurturing is like really just coming back into ourselves and grounding. So it could be, doing some yoga, taking a walk outside, just being in nature, working in your garden, going to a place that you love, eating something really delicious, dancing to some beautiful music, or even just listening. Like there's so many ways that we can nurture ourselves, and it's something that we really have to do on a daily basis. And we have to be in the present and be mindful of what we're doing during our day so that we can take those little snippets of time. It doesn't have to be an entire day or a weekend holiday or even a week vacation. Doing a little something beautiful for ourselves every day. That's what I feel like the month of May energy is about. And also, I want you to ask yourselves like, how do you plan on integrating back into the world? How do you want the world to be looking? Do you want it to be like that old way? Or are you going to incorporate some of the new things that occurred over the last year into your life? Persephone, I love this. So I'm just going to read a little excerpt from the guide book before I reveal your cards. All right, so she talks about inexperience, and it says sometimes not knowing is a great gift. And right now, this goddess invites you into a state of open-hearted learning. Discernment comes from experience, and at this moment, it's okay to admit that you don't know or fully understand what is in front of you. So I think like the energies are really shifting, and we're not really sure what direction we're going in. Also, too, the alignment message is asking, like, you don't have to rush into anything unless you are fully informed as to what you're getting yourself into, what is being offered to you. It's okay to take a step back and think about things. Think about how, like what is being presented to you and how are you going to integrate that into your life? Do you want to integrate things into your life? I think this is a great month for us to stay really open-hearted. I mean, she is the goddess of the week, but I think this is a good theme for this entire month. When I talk about, and I'll post more on her later, the astrology for the month of May, the highlights, I did post them on Facebook, Expressions of the Universe today. But on May 3rd, Mercury will enter Gemini. Can't see out of my glasses. And then a week later, on May 8th, Venus enters Gemini. So we're shifting from that earthy Taurus energy where we have so many planets in Taurus right now. And things are going to start moving quicker. Our thoughts, our hearts are going to just be like lightning speed. Now, remember, Mars is in Cancer. So, with Cancer being ruled by the moon, our feelings and our emotions can be changing every 2 days, every 2.5 days. We could be up and down all the way through the second week of June, I believe. I think it's June 10th. Mars will move into Leo, and look out because things are going to get really hot and steamy after that, especially because we have an eclipse. All right, so May 11th, so I'm just going to do a quick rundown. May 11th, new moon in Taurus. May 13th, Jupiter is going to tiptoe into Pisces for a minute, for just a little bit before Jupiter retrogrades. And so that's on May 13th. There's going to be a big shift in the energy. Jupiter's been in Aquarius since December, since the solstice. And we see that there have been a lot of new innovations, space travel, air travel topics, humanitarianism. Going into Pisces, it's going to be a dreamier state, a belief-based state, possibly a little religious, morals and values are going to be a big topic, I think. Escapism could be a big topic as well. Also, overindulgence, really, really highlighted. And I'm not sure when Jupiter will retrograde and go back into Pisces. I'll have to update that later, but that whole entire period, it's like most of the summer, is it? Or no, he's got to be retrograding in June, I would think. But anyway, that whole time that Jupiter is in Pisces, we will have a tendency to overindulge. That's one thing. So I want everybody to be cautious about that. So it's a preview of what we will be experiencing all next year, actually. I have to go back 12 years and see the last time Jupiter was in Pisces. So that would have been 2009-ish. All right, so we would be coming out of the financial collapse in the United States, which did trickle through the world, and things were starting to build back up again. Things were renewing, but we were still kind of in a lull. I'll have to do some research on that. Um, let's see. May 20th, the sun will enter Gemini. May 23rd, Saturn will retrograde in Aquarius. And May 26th, we have a full moon and lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. But the sun will be in Gemini. So huge effect on Sages and Geminis. And then May 29th, dun dun dun, Mercury retrograde in Gemini begins. So that's just a little snippet of some astrological highlights for the month of May. All right, back to our cards. Back to my coffee. All right, did you choose card one, card two, or card three? What is it that you are needing this week? All right, card one. It's magic. And I love that the number is 33 on this card. That talks to me of ascended masters, spirit guides. Uh, so if you chose card number one, my immediate thought is pay attention to the magic. Allow more magic into your life. Look for synchronicities, look for signs, practice some magic. I did post on Facebook expressions candle magic, which is such a simple form of trying to invoke a certain type of energy that you're looking for. So when you light a candle, you are igniting fires of the fire of passion, the fire of creativity, and then depending on what color candle that is, you're incorporating that energy in as well. I know we all like candles, and maybe some of you never even thought that that had anything to do with it. So start to think a little bit beyond. Even cooking is magic. Cooking is adding the spices and taking our time. It's like a form of nurturing. That is magic. Getting out into nature and looking for things that maybe you wouldn't normally see. Like I spent the day at Churchville Nature Center yesterday and just, oh, little tiny flowers that people probably walk past all the time, listening for the sounds of different birds. We can incorporate magic into our lives every day. So that was for card number one. If you chose card number two, this is interesting. It is the blade. So the blade speaks of a couple of different things to me. And this is card number six. And the six is about love, but it is about heart opening. It's also about not worrying about material things, but the blade um, is something that is rushing it. So it could be a message that's coming in for you very quickly. But my first impression when I saw this card was something needs to be severed and let go of. So if you chose card number two, there's possibly something you've been contemplating, getting rid of, whether it's a person or a thing or a way of life. Arguments can ensue with when the blade shows up. It's a double-edged sword. So on one hand, it brings us power. On the other hand, it also can hurt others. So I want you to be mindful of that. But like I said, my first impression was something needed to be severed and let go of. We're cutting that cord and allowing it to go away. So I'd be interested to hear what cards you all picked. And then card number three, it's Holy Mountain. Now, I don't really remember exactly what the true meaning of this card is. So I'm just giving you my impression. And it's card 25, which equals a 7. And that automatically makes me think of spirituality. There's always something with the hair, right? Okay. There's just something funky going on there. Leo moon. But the Holy Mountain is saying to me, for those who chose card number three, this could be a time where you need a spiritual retreat, a time to get away from all of the distractions of all of the outside noise, maybe even getting away from other people, taking a respite from your job, taking a respite from your family and friends. This is a great time for you to start a meditation practice, something that's going to connect you. It could be yoga, it could even be, taking a meditative walk. I love to just walk with no earphones for no distractions and just go for walks and observe what's in nature. Holy Mountain is asking you to connect deeper with your own soul, become more grounded and present. So I'm thinking if you've chosen card number three, you may have been a little chaotic. Life has maybe been a little crazy, and this is time for you to pull it back and step back from some of your obligations so that you can reconnect with yourself. That's all I have for you for today, for this week. I am so happy to be back. And yeah, I always have more to say, but I don't know. I'm just going to leave it at that for now. Maybe I'll just throw in a little ghosty thing that happened here on Thursday night. I was getting ready for a reading, and I definitely felt my client's sister come in. She told me her name. I saw her, and she proceeded to close the doors in my house and then reopen them within, just a moment. It was so weird because, all of the doors closed. It was like boom, boom, boom going around. My dogs kind of freaked out because they saw her too. My beagle jumped up into my lap. The schnoodle's never phased by anything. And he clung to me like, what is going on? And then she went around and reopened everything. I think that was her announcing that she's here. Anyway, so yes, these things happen. Um, and I've been trying to connect more with that because I have been blocking spirit out for a little while because I needed my own rest. So here I go and open myself up, and she was a hoot. She really was. And everything that I told the client resonated with her, the energy and the messages. So that was a really good reading. Anyway, I will bid you adieu. I am off to Newtown to Solutions for Daily Living as I'm doing readings today on May 2nd and also on May 15th. So I'll be there. So maybe I'll see you. Have a great week. Bye.